Mulled wine. The possibilities with mulled wine are absolutely endless. We need to be talking more about this. This is a very important issue, okay? You can make mulled wine with red wine, sure. With white wine, of course. With a rosé, such as this. Once upon a time, I was really, really good at making mulled wine. You can give me any kind of wine, old wine, new wine, red wine, white wine, rosé wine. And I haven't made a mulled wine in a long time. Winter is upon us, and I thought, I wanted to revisit a recipe that I made once, a Paloma Mulled Wine. Just want to see if I can recreate it, see if it's any good.
Take that old wine and make it mulled wine.
I never wrote down any of the recipes, and I found like a couple of notes in my phone, and they weren't labeled or anything. It was just like a psychopath decided to make a mulled wine one day. Okay, so this is not old wine. This is new wine. This is Walmart wine. Rosé.
What do we got here? Who knows? Whatever.
It doesn't really say at all.
It doesn't really matter, does it?
It doesn't really matter. That's exactly right. Thank you, Jazz. It doesn't really matter. I feel like the first step when you're making a mulled wine or even a sangria is to taste the wine that you're about to use, okay? Don't just willy-nilly follow a recipe. Really taste the wine and decide kind of the direction, the path that you want to take. It's also an excuse to drink a little bit of wine.
Your face.
Okay, on the nose, wine. The kind of main components of a mulled wine, I would say. You gotta have the wine, obviously. A sweetener, kind of your aromatics, which I have some options here. Your fruit, you gotta have fruit. So I have some grapefruit. I thought I washed this, but I didn't, I guess. And then a fortifier. You need to fortify your wine with some kind of booze. So we don't have tequila. We do have a mezcal, and so I think that's what we're gonna end up using. I would probably, I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I would probably recommend a tequila over a mezcal for this. But you know what? Whatever. I wrote down 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup of agave. So I think I'm gonna start with 1/2 cup. I can always add more. I cannot take it away. Okay. It's, roughly 1/2 cup of agave. No, stop.
Oh.
Stop. What are you doing? Okay. You need to toast the aromatics. Okay, we're wanting to coerce some of the flavor out early on so that, it doesn't have to mull quite as long and we're not burning off our alcohol. 6 cloves and some change.
Okay. Guajillo.
Oh, that's interesting.
I feel like that's in the...
What? Why are these individually wrapped?
Come on.
So this one has way more cinnamon, oh, I just stuck it in my nose.
So?
Well, I'm worried that this is too big of a piece,
Nah.
that it might be overpowering. I'm gonna start with 1/2.
Or just don't break it up too much.
Yeah, so this type of cinnamon tastes different than the kind of stiff cinnamon sticks that I think we're used to in the United States. Anise, Star Anise. I'm gonna be tasting this as we go, so if at any point I feel like maybe it needs more or something or less, you really have to become one with the mulled wine. When you make a mulled wine, it's a labor of love. It's like a lifestyle, really. I've been wronged by allspice before. I'm just gonna do 3 to start, and I'm gonna really keep a watchful taste bud out for if it starts to kind of overpower or become a little too smoky. Okay, I'm gonna go toast this really quickly. BRB. Can't you hear my mulled wine cry? Need you in my wine.
On a medium heat.
Oh yeah, I wasn't really paying attention at all till I blacked out. I don't even know how I got here. So I think it's a medium. Medium's good. I'm gonna add a 1-inch piece of Guajillo Chile with the seeds removed. So it's 1/2 cup of agave. Is this a grapefruit?
Mm-hmm.
These are old, so that's not good. The reason I'm just wanting to peel the grapefruit and not throw the whole husk in, which is what I normally do with oranges with mulled wine, but with grapefruit, I think the pith is a little too bitter. Really make sure that you're working with fresh citrus here. I'm not gonna measure this. I think as you cook citrus also that it gets a little bitter, right?
Kind of acrid, yeah.
Acrid, yeah. I guess I usually just add the orange. You know what, maybe we'll do 1 grapefruit now, 1 grapefruit later. Some dimension of flavor. Okay, it's just follow your heart. 2 ounces of rosé wine. I'm gonna pop this on the stove over low heat, okay? Why am I doing this? Number one rule of mulled wine is do not let it boil. Don't even let it come close to boiling, okay? It's just a warming situation. We're warming it and then letting all of those spices and peels sort of steep for a while. They're steeping. They're not boiling. If it boils, that's bad. Bad flavor, no booze.
Remember, if it boils, it's soiled.
If it boils, it's soiled. You heard it here first. If you have a gas range, just like use the smallest burner you have, in case you don't intimately know your stove very well.
Kind of seems like that's the smallest burner we have.
Right, well you weren't really supposed to pan over. I might give it a stir and a taste so that I can monitor where we're at. That as like a sangria would be very good. But it's not a sangria, it's a mulled wine. So we're gonna let that sit for a little bit longer. I'll put a lid on it. It's been going for 12 minutes. I tasted it, pretty good. Good flavor, I like where it's going. I realize it's not sweet enough. Like it's a little too like, maybe a little bit bitter, a little boozy. And then once we add the mezcal, I was worried. And then I'm looking at the measuring cup, which I don't use very often. I only added a quarter cup, so I'm gonna add another quarter cup. That'll bring us to half a cup and then we'll taste it and see where we're at. That's my bad. I recently had my 4th annual 29th birthday, and I just can't see maybe as well as I used to.
Kind of senile now.
A little senile, yeah. No, that doesn't mean that I can't see. Cut.
We're gonna get a copyright strike. Turn this thing off.
And this is actually called food styling. I'm a bit of an aspiring food stylist myself. I think this is gonna really set our mulled wine apart from the pack. Yeah, I mean, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just got that wow factor. A drink that I styled was once featured in the New York Times, so let's just say I know what I'm doing.
For those of you who think this is dumb.
It is. A drink that I styled was featured on the website of the New York Times. It didn't make it to print though. Let's go, I don't have a mug. The only mug I have is like not what I want. So I'm gonna use this wine glass. You know, like if somebody wanted to invent a wine glass that had like a handle on it, I think that could be pretty funny. It's been about 25 minutes. This has been on the stove. The flavors are kind of finally starting to develop. I could let it sit for longer and it would obviously some more of that clove and the peels and the cinnamon and the Guajillo would all kind of come out. I'm just trying to get this kind of out of my life right now. So not out of my life, I mean, I want to drink it. Nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna start with 2.5 ounces of booze. That's 75 mils, which happens to be 10% of the volume of the wine. I think that's a good place to start. 2.5. I think that the citrus did develop a little bit of that like kind of bitter citrus thing that happens when you cook citrus, but I like it. I think it's cool. It's like complex. But I am gonna go ahead and juice this grapefruit into the mulled wine, and hopes that it'll brighten it up a little bit.
So about how much grapefruit do you think grapefruit juice have you added?
God damn it! I'll measure the next half, and we'll have a better idea, right? I got 2 ounces from half of a grapefruit. I think there's probably 3/4 of a cup to 1 cup of juice in the entire thing. So, and there was seeds in that, but that's okay. We're gonna strain it off. Oh yeah. God damn.
Still got it?
I still got it. Okay, I'm gonna fine strain this into this glass. Pretend that this is a mug. Looks like a Paloma.
Mm-hmm.
Smoked Malden. I am a food stylist after all. Okay.
How does that get over there?
And I hate that it's in this glass. And now I have to booger grip the glass just to drink it. I'm getting that mezcal on the nose. It is so good. Mulled wine is so good. And anything can be a mulled wine. You can make anything, literally any Paloma mulled wine. The possibilities are endless. You could do so many different things.
If you can think it, you can drink it.
If you can think it, you can drink it. And that's really what we're here today to preach about. And that is the Holy Spirit.
I want to try it.
It's hot. It has great balance.
It has really good balance.
Because
The bitterness is like really nice.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, the grapefruit is coming through for us.
It's
Paloma Mulled Wine is slept on, okay? No one's ever heard of it before, but it is slept on. Is that what does it mean, slept on?
Can I eat this?
I'm kind of like emotionally attached to it. You can eat it, it's fine.
No, we might have
No,
to
no, no. I love this, so I hope that you feel inspired to create your own mulled wine. Anything can be a mulled wine. If this isn't proof, then I don't know what is.